All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, August 27th, 2020. This morning's episode is going to be the very first of the spiritual perspective. And this morning, we're going to talk about three very important words. What really matters? What really matters? Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right. What's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind this morning. Wanted to get a little bit more prepared for this one than normal. So I took an extra couple of minutes this morning to just think through this topic. And, you know, as we go through here and we start to touch on all these different focus areas of Morning Perspective as the show is evolving here, I really wanted to make kind of the spiritual walk, or, our spiritual walks together as human beings. Wanted to make that part of the conversation because I think it's something really, really important. It has been just massively impactful in my own life and continues to be on a daily basis. There is something that either serves me or serves those around me that comes from my walk through the spiritual journey that I am on and continue to be on. So this morning I wanted to talk about, with regard to spirituality, I wanted to talk about, the topic of what really matters, what actually matters when it comes to spirituality, because I think that so many people in the world, really don't understand spirituality. I talk about this with the guys at church that I hang with, that we work on the youth ministry together. I talk about this. I think that people that are outside of church, or maybe not people that have grown up in a spiritual type environment, they get really twisted on what really matters when it comes to spirituality, and really, trying to seek out that spiritual side of yourself. So I want to talk about that a little bit this morning. I want to say good morning to some folks. Judd Burden, my brother, good morning to you. Lee Burkett, what's happening, man? Christina, Trisha, Tammy Clark, always here from the West Coast. Appreciate you, Tammy. Jared Bird out there in Central Time hanging with us. Mike Rosgoni, my wife's on here. Love you, babe. So let's jump in here, guys. So when it comes to spirituality, or your spiritual self, your spiritual walk that you're on, what really matters? What is it that really matters, when it comes to you finding that spiritual side, or exploring that spiritual side of yourself? And I will tell you, I'll start by telling you what I think, doesn't matter, plays a factor, but that isn't necessarily a factor in you finding your spiritual self. So I don't, it is 100% helpful to go to church, but going to church doesn't qualify you as a good Christian. It is not how much you read the Bible. It certainly helps, but it doesn't qualify you as a good Christian. And I would assume this speaks for other faiths as well. It is not your knowledge of religious history. So it is not those things that you can check a box and say that you did, and then qualify yourself as X, Y, or Z spiritually. But rather, it is how you live that qualifies you as a good Christian. It is your pursuit of becoming a better person, of becoming a better Christian, of becoming a better example to those people in the world. And so how you live matters. Because, what I've learned over the last handful of years here is that, especially in the world of social media, where there's a lot of people out there that'll give you advice. There's a lot of people out there that will, tell you certain things, and will, come across a certain way. I've had plenty of friends that I've met on social media that I thought were a certain way. And then as I paid attention, they were a little bit different than what I thought. And so, it's important for you to pay attention as to, how you're actually living, because how you live is what really matters when it comes to exploring and finding and bettering the spiritual side of yourself. It is a contradiction to check a box, go to church every weekend, but not necessarily to live out the values that are being taught or that are being talked about or taught, or that you're learning from reading the Bible or any other religious book that you would decide to consume. It is implementation of those things. And so, it's funny because this connects into what I believe is a massive problem in the world of business, is that, a lot of people love information. They love to learn information. They love to consume information. But I see a lot of people out there on social media that will consume the information, but they never really do a great job of implementation, right? It's almost like they get addicted to learning as opposed to being severely committed to the implementation and improvement from the information that they're gathering. And so when we talk about spirituality in general, and we talk about, use Christianity as an example, your job as a Christian, your responsibility as a Christian is to live better, to live that example that it says in the book, that they talk about at church. It is not to check boxes by going to church and going on about your business. It is to constantly be in pursuit of being a better Christian, of being a better example to others. Now, these things play a factor in that. Going to church certainly makes an enormous impact on me. Reading the Bible makes an enormous impact on me. Researching and understanding religion, Christianity, Jesus Christ, helps me to be a better Christian. But it is not boxes that you check. It is rather how you live that is the reflection of who you actually are, of who you are becoming in your spiritual walk, in your spiritual journey. So how do we do that? How do we improve the way that we live? How do we become better Christians or better spiritual beings? It first starts with your daily routine, your daily habits. And so for me, there is a book that sits on my desk here. It is under some papers at the moment, but this is a book that I start every single day with. And at the bottom here, it says, Walk Through the Bible. This is another book that I read every single day. It was sitting right in front of me here, the Maxwell Daily Reader. For those of you who don't know, John Maxwell was a pastor. So those two books help pour into me to become a better Christian, to become a better person, and to implement these things into my life. That is what really, really matters. So it's not about the fact that I go to church. It's not about the fact that, I read every day. If I read that, but I don't implement it into my life, or you guys don't see me living that, then where does that leave me? Because I think we've all seen people that will say one thing, but over a long period of time, you start to see things that don't align exactly right. And that makes you question someone, right? So, and again, we are all forgiven for our mistakes, right? We are all forgiven for our sins. If we are able to own those, we are forgiven. And so it is about the pursuit of becoming a better person, of becoming a better Christian, of exploring your spirituality that will drive you in a direction to live a life that is just extremely fulfilling. When I sit here and think about, the person that I was before I had this piece of my life in place and growing, it's hard to imagine how I was functioning. It's hard to imagine how I was successful, because it's such an important piece of how I function today. It's such an important piece of the balance that I have to be able to deal with some of the things that come your way when you're trying to do things that are bigger than what you've ever done before. And so I want you guys to walk away thinking about that this morning. As we explore this topic of spirituality over the coming weeks and months, the most important thing that you can do is to live out the things. That's what's important. It's living in alignment with those things that you are taught, with what is in the good book, right? And if you can do that, and you can become better at that every single day. My friend Keith Calloway is on here, and he talks all the time about getting 1% better every day. And so as a Christian, if you can become 1% better every single day, and maybe that for you today is just picking up that book, which, by the way, this book that I showed you, this is a Daily Strength for Men. I have purchased the women's version of this book for my wife. So, and she can tell you that it is really exceptional too. And it's really simple. It's just a 1-page read every single morning that you use to start your day. So that creates a spiritual rhythm in your life, right? And if you can just get 1% better, maybe that 1% for you today is just picking up a book and starting to read. Maybe it is, having a conversation with somebody that you trust about something you've been struggling with regard to the spiritual side of your life. But with all of that said, it is the example that you set. It's the actions that you take. That's what really matters. It's not about checking a box. It's about how you live. So I want you to think about that as you go into the day. And I promise you, I say these things, and I wanted to explore this topic on this show, again, because of what it has done for my life, because of the people that it has enabled me to meet in my life that are also just incredible, incredible people. And the Calloway family is one of those people. Keith, his father, everybody in his family are amazing people. And the foundation of everything that they live in their life starts with living the right way. Starts with setting that example. How they live is really important to them. And how they live is in constant pursuit of that alignment with what they read every single day, right? Trying to get just 1% better as a Christian, as a follower. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I hope it gives you a perspective. I hope it makes you think. And I hope that it gives you, some hope that it's just about taking that step, right? It's not about mastering being a Christian. It's about taking the step. The step is the mastery, if that makes sense. Once you take that step, God will do the rest. God will be there every step as long as you keep taking the steps. God will be there to help you, to hold your hand, to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel uncomfortable at times. But you will continue to grow. And as you continue to grow, it gets more and more comfortable to talk about. I appreciate that, Scott. It is, it's important, I think, for us to be bold. Scott is another example of a guy that I've met on this journey. And we've shared a lot of stories about this journey that both of us are on. And we share messages and we share podcasts. We share, all kinds of things related to our faith. And, I think that it's something that's missing from so many people. And in the world today, with all the things that are going on, this is the biggest gap that I see in so many people, and so many great people with immense potential. If they plug this one piece of their life in, man, the results are just incredible. If you are able to give the glory to God and trust Him that He will guide you to the right place, always. And sometimes those places are storms, but you will always be on the right path. And so I encourage you to think about that. How are you living? Are you living in alignment? Because how you live and the example that you set is the most important thing that you can do in this world. And it will inspire others, hopefully, to do the same. And as we do that, and those examples multiply, that is what the kingdom is all about. So I want you to think about that today. And I want you to take that step, just 1% better. If you're already on your walk of faith, just do something today to make it 1% better. If you are a little bit afraid or nervous to take that step, don't be. Or give me a call, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to have the conversation with you. I'm happy to help guide you in whatever direction I can to help you feel comfortable and to help you be able to take that step and eliminate those feelings that you have, because I promise you it'll be the best decision of your life. So with that said, guys, I hope you guys have an unbelievable Thursday. I hope that this message made an impact on you. I hope it changed your perspective on spirituality, on faith, because it is the single most important thing you can do for yourself. It is the greatest gift that you can possibly give yourself and your family and the people around you. And if you're a leader in business, those people that you lead, it's the greatest gift you can give them and give yourself. So with that said, wishing you guys an awesome Thursday. I will see you again tomorrow morning. And by the way, on this topic, man, do I got some powerhouse people to talk about this particular topic with me in the coming weeks. I am about to reach out to a few of them this week to set it up for the next coming weeks here. But man, we're going to have some great conversations about why this is important, why it will make an impact on you, and how it will help so many people. And what it will do for the world is the greatest gift of all of it. So wishing you guys an awesome Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.